everyone, it's K-Red and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I thought it would be fun just to kind of go back to the basics. So I went to Zentangle.com, pulled up their welcome video. It's just a 2-minute long video, so it doesn't take very long. But I thought I would just watch it and remember how to get back to the basics. Step 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I am thankful that I have a family and that I am safe. And I know that already puts me above so many. So I do have quite a bit to be thankful for. So I put the 4 dots in the corner and made myself a line. So then I'm going to go ahead and also with the pencil, give myself a string. Done the corners, the border, and the string. And so now we just get to do some tangles. The handle of this is just to go back to some of the most basic tangles that I use and that I like. This early on was always one of my favorites. So I'm going to draw 2 lines pretty close together. Now I am working on learning the official pattern names. If you check out my site, I'll try to add a link above or in the comments description area. I'm doing a series where I pick a new tangle each week and learn it. So, and I don't know if this is a official pattern or not. One of the reasons I'm doing this challenge is because I am hoping to learn what the official patterns are or what the real names are. It can be very hard when you have a, at least for me, when I have a pattern in mind to try to go online and find the name of it. I do struggle with that because I just feel like there's so many and I can never seem to find the one I want. Tanglepatterns.com is an amazing site to find things, but if you don't know the name, there's so many, it can be hard to find the specific one I'm looking for. So working this year on improving on that. So not sure if this is official, but it is one that I thoroughly enjoy. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding some big pointed arcs on here, or some flower leaves, however you want to look at it. And then slowly and carefully, while breathing, attempting to make them the same width, I'm just going to do lines. And if you notice, I'm kind of doing them right up until that pencil line. And then these white lines in the middle, separate it out. I'll spend some time on some YouTuber sites who are CZTs that I really appreciate all that they do. And I'll be able to come up with this. So I do know that I have some really talented people who have blessed me by watching the channel, and every once in a while they pop in the comments and say, oh, that's called this. And so if this is an official tangle, or a tangle that somebody recognizes that the CZT who made it is willing to share it, I would appreciate them sharing that with everybody. For so long I did all of this art purely for my own relaxation. It never really mattered to me what they were called. I would just look and see something that I liked, and then I would attempt to recreate it. Watch a video, read a book, and learn a little bit about the shapes. But now that I'm enjoying it so much, I thought it'd be a great idea. Let's add another line down the middle so we have one breaking this to as I struggle, I have the wrong glasses on, with coming to the edges right. That is something that always bothers me. Don't do it as well as I wish I did. Switching glasses sure does help. I actually see where those lines are better. Makes it a whole lot easier. Do you guys have any resolutions for the new year? We've been kind of creating a theme for each year. And my theme for last year was a year of learning. I had so much that I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn about video making and YouTube and how to edit a video, how to make a video, all those type of things. Let's do another one. Just like that. So 2024 was the year of learning, and I think I did okay. I definitely learned a lot. Obviously, learning is not something you're ever done with, so you don't have to worry about finishing it, but definitely took time to learn and to research and had great fun with that. So 2025 has become the year of improving. Now looking at this, I'm sitting there wondering if I am improving, but we have to be kind to ourselves, just like we would be kind to others. And give ourselves grace. But I'm really hoping that at the end of 2025, the same way we never stop learning, we never stop improving, that I'll be able to look back at my drawings from 2024 compared to my drawings of 2025 and be able to say, yeah, I did improve. And so that will be exciting. So that is where my focus here this year is. Learning tile names, improving my actual drawing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on video or not, so you guys have to let me know if you are interested in it. But I did find clearance on Amazon for pretty cheap these Prismacolor online lessons that talk about shading and the pencils and the colors and their little kits. There's a level 2 and a level 3. I have level 1 coming later today. So these are something that you're interested in. If you're interested in learning some shading techniques and some coloring techniques, that I have got on my year of improving. So I will be working on those, and if you're interested, I'll videotape it. I find that the vast majority of what I do, and I really don't expect it to change, of my doodles is being black and white, because the ultimate point of all of this is not, for me, everybody's different, but for me, the ultimate point is not to have a picture that looks great, or not to have a drawing that is frame worthy or in a museum. For me, the point is to calm my breathing, to get rid of some stress, have some quiet time where my hands are busy. I'm focused on something. I'm not thinking about the mail. I'm not thinking about the bills. I'm not thinking about work. So my hands are busy on following the patterns, drawing the lines. And it allows my mind a moment to breathe and to process what it needs to process from the day and to focus on what it needs to focus on for the day. So for me, that is what is, well, magical in doodling. So this is one that I've always enjoyed, and it's circles, and I start by putting a couple of big circles in. Random. They don't all have to be whole. Some can be going off of the page. Now with Zentangling, other than the strings, they don't really use pencils for the most part. There's no mistakes. This has always been something that I've struggled with, to have the idea of doing it all in pen with no mistakes. But I do think we are too critical, so I use it as an opportunity to practice not being so critical. So then behind it I can have nothing, I can have solid, I can have more circles. I think I'm going to opt for more circles. I'm going to do smaller ones. I'm going to work hard on making sure that they are, as I'm starting to do it, just very uniform. For me, it can be difficult to do random. Also for these smaller ones, I probably would have liked if I'd switched to a smaller pen, but I've already started, so. These are the things that take a long time. So in post video, I'll probably go ahead and speed this up so I don't bore you all. I'll go ahead, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to put some music on and let's see where we end up. I'll be back for the next section. Alrighty everyone, I'm back. We have just the last few little circles to fill in. And that takes care of that. Those two. I like the way they look together. It's kind of fun. We will do some shading because that is step number 6 from the Zentangle pages, patterns page. So I will definitely come back and do that. So here's another one where we're just going to, and this is kind of a large area for it. Wonder if I should give myself one more section. I think I will. At the risk of cheating, I think it's just a little bit big for me. So for this one, we're going to try hard to make our lines as straight as possible. This is cute with a curved line too, but I will typically do it with a straight line. I move my arm at the elbow and not the wrist. That will help. And each time I make a line, I try to rotate my paper so that it can help me not have them all go in the same way. And every time I come to where a line is, I pick up my pen and put it down on the other side. It's going to give that illusion of these going up and over. I try to avoid going like straight down the bottom of the X in hopes that that will help me have some variance in the angle of the line. I will want them all to be different. Then you go until it's as full as you would like it. Now from here, what we can do is we can draw in, almost like you're squishing a circle in. And I'm going to draw that in each space with my thick pen. And then I'm going to come back with my thin pen and get any pieces, corners I missed. So I can try to have it be as much of a squished in circle as I can. And sometimes it's fun to put something neat inside these. I think today I'm just going to shade inside them, but you can put a different color inside, or you could put a pattern inside, or you don't have to put these little squished balloons in them. You can just leave them like they were. What we have here is just following the official Zentangle process a little bit. Using three, well, I guess I have one more to do after this. I was thinking I was done. It will be 4 designs that I've used so often. I don't really have to look them up. That's why I don't know their names. So let's see, what should I do for my very, very final little square? All right, I'm just going to stick with the big pen. And it's very close to what we've already done, but it's a circle. And you've seen this on other artwork that I have done. And I can't remember if the official one has the different size lines, but I like it when the lines are always kind of a different, unique. I like them with different numbers of petals. Most of them will have 6 because that's what I gravitate to, but they certainly don't have to. Put some extra ones on this one. Allow yourself, when you're doing your doodle draws, to be free to do what you'd like. You don't have to always follow the rules. Okay, so let's go back to that finer pen and finish up this one. I'm just going to go in and get some of the corners that were hard to do with the thick pen. I really do want them to be, like I said, like you're squishing a balloon in them. So I'm hopefully not going to fill in the lines, just so that long white line, that's what I'm not going to fill in, just any space between my curved corners. So really you're just curving the corners. I tend to draw the whole circle again. I don't know, can't remember if that's what they did or not, or if they did just the edges. When I go back in and find it, I will check. But look, that one I messed up and did the line. I got a little confused as to where the square was and where the circle was, but hopefully when you're looking at the paper as a whole, you won't notice that as much. No mistakes, just done that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little shading. I'm going to use a 4B, a couple little blending things. So for this, let's make sure we have a shade on the outside of each of these. And I'm using the side of the pencil, and I'm laying down quite a bit. And I think of Zentangles, and when I watch their videos, if they're doing a kit or something like that, they shade far more aggressively than I do. So I figure I can attempt to do some aggressive shading of my own. Okay. I do tend to always like it blended. And you don't have to have these. They're not very expensive if you buy them online, but you don't have to have these. But I personally hate to blend with my finger. I do it sometimes, but it is not something that I like. Balls be higher than this, so we'll put some down here. Now, if you find that you put a little bit of shading where you didn't want it, and you think that maybe it looks a little, I don't know, sometimes I think mine looks sloppy. Alright, so what I've done is I've grabbed a gummy eraser. This is a new one, so it's not very squished up yet. All of mine from when I drew before were old and dried out, so I had to buy a new one. And the other eraser is this one. It's a, what brand is it? Mono Zero from Tombow. And I love it because it's a super fine eraser. So the first thing I want to do is I wanted to make sure that the shading is only on the outside of these. So because that one I didn't blend at all, because I got a little over, like here you can see it quite well. Maybe I can zoom in later and so you can see it. I got it on the inside. I'm just going to come back in. There's another one. And clean that up so that the shading's on the outside. And in some areas where I think I got just a bit too much, like maybe right here, I'm just going to tab it. It's just going to pick up some of that so that I can come back in with my pencil and spread it out a little bit more. does sometimes with me tend to be a mixture of I spread it out, then I clean it up, and then I spread it out, and then I clean it up. But there's that. The other line I think I'd like to do on this one, I'm going to do a sharper line, is right tight on the black line here. And then I'm definitely going to use the small one and not the big one, and blush it out just a little bit. There's just a faint little smudge on the side. Ooh. I think I have enough pencil on there to do that one without adding too much more. Okay, I think that's the way I'm going to shadow those. So then now I have to decide how I'm going to shadow these. I think I'll go ahead and call that top, although in Zentangle there's never any top. But since I'm going to do some shading, I want a top so my shading can be more cohesive. And I can shade like all of the inside, I can shade all the outside, or I can shade one portion. So I think what I'm going to do is put some shade down on just this bottom side here. And I will probably only do it on the larger circles. I'm not going to do it in each little individual one. Once again, I'm on the side of the pencil, so it's already soft. That'll make my blending easier. This 4B is a pretty soft pencil, so it makes shading easier. And we're going to go ahead and do these. I don't like the tip of this. Now, can't say I can recommend doing this because I don't know if this is right or wrong. But in one of my little kits, I got these little sandpapers. I think they're for sharpening pencils. But when I get the end gets too soft on these paper blending sticks, I'll put it on there, tip off. I mean, it just does a better job for me. I like it better. So just need a cleaner. I'll make sure on these little ones I'm still doing a half circle or arc in it so that it's not straight across half black. Now these I hadn't done, but once again, because I have plenty of graphite on the tool, I can just go in and fill that in. We'll start to run out, so let's put some more on. Fix that one. That one, but we'll have plenty on there. I think that is just how I'm going to shape these and bring these bigger ones down just a little bit. Feather them out a little bit. The little ones I'm not going to bother feathering out. And that's how I will shade those. So now for this, I'm going to shade the inside. To start with, I'm going to put just the pencil on the outside edges. So I'm trying to avoid having too much. I I can always add more, and I could take some off as well. It's just not quite as easy for me. Oops, that's a little too big in that one. And then even before I blend it, I'm going to clean this one up a little bit. Now we'll take the blending tool again. And blend it on the outside. Even though I only have it on the 2, I'm blending all the way around and just smearing it. The super small ones, I'm just coloring in. Then come back in and clean up the centers. So I know I have a nice white clean center, especially on these little ones. Where I just kind of did the ink all the way around. Hoping with my year of improving, and maybe by the end of 2025, I'm shading completely differently because I'll have done those kits and I've learned a little bit more. It's one of the things I want to improve on. So I'm not real sure what to do on this one. I think I'd like just to do the outside of the tile. And fill that all in. Now some of it does help because I had the actual pencil line there. Let's pick up the centers. And I think that's all I want to shade on this one. I don't think I want to shade each individual thing on this one. I think I just want it to be along the edge. Alrighty, so that is the shading. So step 6 was shading. Step 7 is to initial and sign. I could put the initials on it. I know sometimes they do a neat little monogram. Not real sure what I have. And now I'm going to hold it. Part 8 is to appreciate. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to appreciate it. There are things I do like about it. I like the way the circles are. They're tangles that I always enjoy, so I do like the ones that I picked. It was fun to go back and do some that maybe I haven't done in a while, or ones that just kind of like I said, the original tiles, the way I used to make them all, with the borders that I always would make a little wavy and the different strings that were always just kind of random. So appreciate you all being with me. Appreciate you all taking some time with me where we go through the 8 steps of the Zentangle method. Check out zentangle.com. Highly recommend it. It's lots of fun. I'll see you on my next doodle.